Hi, I'm Doug Crosby. I've lived in Clark County since 1947, initially in an area called Victory Village by Henderson, Nevada.
I'm Pat, and we moved to Las Vegas in the late 50s. I think it was about 1958 or 59. My husband was with EG&G right out of college.
Up until the time when they started doing flyover bridges like Flamingo Road and Sahara Avenue, the only way to get from one side of the city to the other was using either the Charleston Boulevard underpass or the Bonanza Road underpass, which went underneath the railroad tracks. And if there was significant rain, and that was of course before they started building all these detention basins around the valley and the flood control issues, those would fill up to the top with water, and you couldn't get through. You just have to wait and wait and wait until they drained in order to be able to move from one side of the town to the other, unless you wanted to go all the way out past Nellis Air Force Base on dirt roads and try to come back that way.
One of the things that we noticed when we got here, it was a very small town, and the roads were not, there was not much access east to west. And one of our first houses was right off of Jones, right behind a fire station. And Jones was the last street west. There was absolutely nothing west of that.
What is now Tropicana Boulevard used to be called Bond Road. And that was the last paved road in the city going south.
I can remember one time at, I think it was Caesar's Palace, where cars were actually floating in the parking lot. And because of some terrible rains. Since then, of course, they have redone all of those 5 main arroyos that come down from the mountains. But it could be pouring down rain in the mountains and not a drop down here, and the water would come flowing down and wash out roads. And so if I was on the east side of town for some reason, and I need to get back to the west side, which I lived in then, near Jones, I couldn't get back. There was just, you couldn't get there from here.
I do remember when I-15 was built, because we used to drive to Los Angeles on the old, what's Las Vegas Boulevard, which was turned into the old highway after you got past Tropicana Avenue. So it was, and that was a 2-lane road.